host, Corvus. Welcome to Sunday Dusk. And here's your host, Corvus Twig.
I sounded like Bentai. How'd you like my Bentai impression there? And it's a pretty good Bentai impression. Almost, yeah, you know, I was close. I was close there. Yay! Welcome everybody! Welcome everybody! It's me, Corvus Twig, and it's Sunday. It's a wonderful Sunday. And it's like, but Twig, it's noon. How can this be Sunday Dusk? How can Sunday Dusk be noon? Well, guess what? My guess this week, it's dusk time for them. Hasio, hi, see there, Hasio. It's dusk for you. You know, it's not dusk. It's always dusk somewhere. So Sunday Dusk can be at any time on Sunday because it's always dusk somewhere. So it works. Actually, I suppose. Well, yeah. Even if I started at like 11 o'clock at night, it would still be dusk for Hawaiians. So, yeah, you're further north. I don't care how far north you are. I care how far east you are. And okay, maybe it's not exactly dusk time for you, but it's close enough. We can do it, you know. Yeah, nice to have a little early show today. It'll be fun. We got a wonderful guest today, and but it's June 9th already. God, we're about a third of the way into Pride Month, and I hope everyone's having a great Pride Month. I love all you L's, G's, B's, T's, Q's, I's, A's, and whatever all y'all are. Hope you're having a great time. It's the big Pride Festival is in Minneapolis, is I believe next weekend. We might stop by, but the park that they chose it from, it's right in downtown Minneapolis. It's a nice park, but the park is nice. The parking, not so much. The parking is absolutely miserable, and it's just like we might have to park like a mile away and walk to it. So, well, we'll see. There's other Pride things going on. But honestly, going to a Pride festival is a great way to support Pride. But a better way to support Pride is find, LGBTQIA creators. Maybe if there's a show at a theater, go see that show. Patronize them. If there's stores that are owned by them, go patronize those stores. Honestly, spending your money on people is the best way to support them. So do a little research, find out the queer-owned spaces, and go support them, because support's good. And trust me, during Pride Month, there's a lot of great stuff going on. Maybe even volunteer. There's just some things where maybe they need a little bit of extra help. You can get out there and do some good things and help out the community. And yeah, nice to always support there. But I tell you, what other season it is right now? It's garage sale season. And yesterday, me and the girl bird, we went out and we went garage sailing. And I tell you, garage sales, a great way for people to try and get rid of their garbage. And by garbage, for most of them, it's just like, hey, here's racks of clothing. Buy our old clothing. Oh, here's some old electronics. Oh, do you want a router? We got a Linksys wireless router. It's 10 years old and doesn't work well with proper modern internet protocols, and it's going to be slow as hell. But we're gonna try and sell it for $5. Maybe you want it, or do you want this this old monitor that doesn't have HDMI input? We're selling that. Yeah, we can. So you got a lot of stuff like that, a lot of garbage. But I tell you what, there's some treasures to be found, and there were treasures found. I got some bird figurines on my entertainment center under my TV. I have a collection of bird figurines, and I was able to add 7 birds yesterday. I added seven birds to that collection. So that was nice and fun. Next to your stove, you have like that little thing where you set your like spatula down on, so you don't set it on the counter. It's just that little thing you set spatulas on if they've been just stirring food, just so you don't get food on the counter. Well, I got one of those, except it's an owl. It's really cool. And then there was one. I got the best find. So I've been wanting for Christmas. I wanted to have a family of deer out in my yard, one of those light up deer. And I went to one, and there was 3 light up deer. and they looked pretty nice. The lights worked on them, and they're saying we're selling the set of 3 for $30. And those deer, those are like $150 each. That would have been like a $400 to $500 purchase, and I got all 3 of them for $30. Not bad. That same garage sale, there was a painting. Her friend was a painting. This was an original painting, and it's like a tree, and there's crows in it. It's a crow painting, and it's a pretty good painting. It's really nice, and now it's up on the wall. So I have an original tree and crow painting up on the wall, and I got that for $10. An original one-of-a-kind painting for $10. I mean, come on. Can you beat that? And then I was also been wanting to get a new water jug, one of those real big ones that really keeps things isolated. And there's this, what's the brand? Like starts with a hot H thing. And it's one of those real good ones that's like metal. Like, I can't even think of it. It's like Hilux or something. It's like, I don't remember the brand, but it's a really nice one, and somebody was selling it, and it still had the tag on it. Like, that little plastic tag. Hydro flask. Yes, it was a hydro flask. It was a 64-ounce hydro flask. Brand new. I got it for $8. Now, I looked up online. That exact model is $65. $65. And the one I got, I tell you, it was brand new. Still had the tag on it and everything. Definitely had never been used before. So I got a $65 hydro flask for $8. So I tell you what, these garage sales, you can get some good deals out there. You get some real good deals. So I'm a happy bird. Didn't spend too much money. Oh, like all those bird figurines. I got like at one place, I got like 6 bird figurines, a new meat thermometer, and I was all of that for like $5. For $5. So good. I'm a deal hunter. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We went to like maybe 15 garage sales, and probably over 10 of them, we walk in, look around. I'm good. Are you? Yep. Okay. Bye. Nothing worthwhile in so many of them. A lot of people trying to get rid of kids stuff. Like we went to one, and like the youngest kid seemed to be like 6 years old, and I'm just like getting rid of all the baby stuff because they ain't babies no more. Yes, the Corvid stalks his prey, sneaking a peek at price tags, yeah. Price tags. It's still too early. I need more coffee. But y'all need some news. We're gonna read some news. So I'm gonna get myself down here. Bring up my news slides. And we're gonna start it up on here because we got some great news. All right. Now, I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago, I did a little story about how a library was doing a thing where if you show the library staff a picture of a cute kitten, they will waive your late fees. If it's a little bit late, they'll waive your late fees if you show them a picture of a cute kitten. I like that. Well, this is kind of similar, but this is a case where perhaps you rented out a book from the library and it got damaged. And perhaps the damage was caused by an animal or a child. Well, this one says, if you can provide us photographic evidence, we will waive the replacement fee. So, this is in Middleton Public Library in Middleton, Wisconsin. If your dog chews up the library book and you show a picture of the culprit, they will waive the fee to replace the book. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, this is a nice little policy. So we got a picture of a pup here, and the picture of the book that they chewed up and destroyed. You can see the tips and edge of it a little destroyed, and there's the culprit on the right. I mean, look at her. She looks so innocent. She's such a good girl. Yeah, I believe this, let's say her name is Abby? Yeah, the puppy's name is Abby, and she was the first dog to take advantage of this nice little thing. And but they actually directly said that they were inspired by the Worcester Library's March Meowness, where they forgave fines, and like, hey, that's a great idea, because really a lot of librarians are like, the fines and the penalties, that drives people away from the libraries, and we want people to use the libraries. So if we can find a way to reduce fines and stuff like that and get people to keep coming, instead of, shame, it's just like, hey, just show us a picture of your cute puppy and we'll waive it. And those people are going to have a good experience. They're going to tell their friends about it, and people are going to keep going to the library. Because guess what, people? Support your library. Is there a book you want to read? Is there an audiobook you want to listen to? Is there a movie you want to watch? Well, your library's got you covered. Download the Libby app. Get yourself a public library card. You can download audiobooks for free. Now, they're not always on demand, because they'll have like 2 copies of the audiobook, and only 2 people can rent them out at a time. So you might be on a waiting list and might have to wait a little bit. But if you got a list of audiobooks you want to listen to, just make yourself a queue. And when they become available, you can borrow it, listen to it, return it, and all for free. Supported by your tax dollars. Take advantage of it. We love the library. We love librarians. And we love stuff like this where cute puppies can get their owners out of paying for the damage that they cause. But I mean, just look at Abby. She's such a beautiful dog. She's such a good girl. And she looks sad. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Oh, you're such a good puppy. You're such a good puppy. We love puppies. Now, I want to thank Sydney Page from the Washington Post for the article, Library Waives Damaged Book Fees in Exchange for Pet and Baby Photos. Oh, yeah, if your baby or toddler destroys it, they'll accept that too. It's mostly dogs so far, but yeah. So, saying birds, I mean, yeah, you got a cockatoo who's like, oh, this looks like a fun thing to pull apart. They'll take a picture of the cockatoo too, because I feel like a cockatoo, there's got to be a case where a cockatoo has destroyed a book. Cockatoos live for destruction. They do. Now, next story is a man of a very, very lucky man. Very lucky man. He's a man. Now, you ever heard of the hobby of magnet fishing? It's where you troll rivers and lakes with a powerful magnet on a string to pick up anything that might be, ferrous metals, magnetic. And, sometimes, often they find things just like keys or bike frames, all sorts of stuff. But this guy hit the jackpot. He was going through the New York City waterways, so, the Hudson River and the such, and he caught something heavy, real heavy. And it turned out it was a safe. Look at him here. This is James Kane. James Kane of New York City got himself this safe. But what did James find in there? Did he find just some old soggy deeds or an empty safe or something like that? No, he didn't find that. Like I said, he found the jackpot. What did he find in there? He found $100,000 of $100 bills. Yeah. They had no clues to the rightful owner. He reported it to the proper authorities, but it's a kind of a finder's keeper thing. The bank does have a system where the bills were obviously damaged and not usable, but as long as a certain percentage of the bill is still in readable and clearly not counterfeit condition, they will replace it at the bank. That's a thing the mint does. So this man got himself a safe, cracked it open, and is now the legal, rightful owner of the $100,000 on the inside. Some portion are probably too damaged to recover, but, that's still pretty good. He's going to be able to, do quite a bit. I mean, $100,000, in New York City, that's going to let him afford at least 3 months of rent. It's going to be nice. He still does have to pay taxes on it. A windfall like that, he does have to report it as taxable income. But still, give me $100,000 and make me pay taxes on it? Okay, fine. I still have $60,000. I'd take it. I have a few things I could spend $60,000 on. 3 months of rent or one Taco Bell combo meal? Yeah, pretty much. Ugh. Yeah. So, congratulations to Mr. Kane here. And thank you to Joseph Frederick of the Huffington Post for the article, New York Magnet Fisher Recovers Safe Full of Soggy $100 Bills. Very nice. Very nice. And, well, this next one is... Look, we all know how I feel about waterfowl. And that geese might be bad. Well, here's an instance of geese working for law enforcement. I don't know how we feel about that. Here we have the geese pictured. Now, this is coming out of São Pedro de Alcântara in Brazil. And they have this... Ow! Yes, of course, you gotta have the honk. But here's what happened. So there's the outer wall of the prison, and then there's like a ring of grass, followed by yet another wall. So it's like that double wall thing. And between those two walls, they said we should have some sort of vicious beast to help keep control of things and deter people from even going over that first wall. And what was the most vicious beast they could think of? Well, there they are, geese. Apparently these geese are extremely aggressive and extremely territorial, and if anybody walks in there, even like the guards and stuff, when they are trying to feed them and take care of them, the geese will swarm them and attack them and be very aggressive. And I think that's kind of hilarious. I think that's very, very... And yeah, they are vicious beasts, and also they make a lot of noise when somebody comes in there. So apparently it works pretty well. They can't be bribed. Dog, you got guard dogs. Somebody might be able to make a guard dog feel a little nice by giving them a little bit of sausage or something from the cafeteria. But you can't bribe a goose. Goose is gonna come after you. They don't care. They don't care. They hate everyone. It's a direct quote from Souza, who's one of the guards there. They have zero loyalty, even to the people who feed them every single day. So, yeah, they sometimes even delegate the task of feeding the birds to the prisoners themselves. It's like, nope, you need to feed the birds. It's a dangerous task. We don't want the guards getting hurt. You got to go out there with the geese. These geese are, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, does ACAB include goose prison guards? I don't know. No, put me into solitary instead. I mean, it's kind of a novel idea. I just worry that if there ever was a really dedicated prisoner, it's like, look, these geese are going to attack. And most people, when a goose is attacking you, you don't fight back. You let the goose is really threatening, really powerful, and they're going to come after you, and you're gonna lose that fight. But an adult man, if they actually wanted to fight a goose, the problem is nobody ever actually wants to fight back. That's why the goose beats you, because you don't want to fight back, and the goose knows you don't want to fight back. But an adult man who weighs 200 pounds against a goose that weighs 20 pounds, I'm sorry, you got a 10 times weight advantage on it, and they got hollow little bones. An adult man is going to kick a goose's ass. So at most, these geese are just going to slow a really dedicated prisoner down. So I'm not sure how I feel exactly about that, but I'd maybe just slow them down enough to... Might just slow them down enough to let the guards do their jobs. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't like using animals for prisoners, but, I also don't know if prison system in Brazil is any better or worse than ours here, and how many people are... I don't know. It's a complicated issue, but it's kind of a fun, novel idea that geese are helping patrol prisons. So thank you to Samantha Pearson of the Wall Street Journal for Brazilian prison uses geese to guard outer wall. So yeah, fun times with that. Fun times with that. All right. My next story. A truck carrying a bunch of strawberries overturned on the highway. They say it caused quite the jam. Thanks, Ben Hooper of UPI. Okay, and lastly, we have a story that is Pride Month related, and it comes from Philadelphia, who has just broken a world record for the largest drag story hour audience ever. Philadelphia wanted to get as many people in to watch a drag performer do a little wholesome story time, and Philadelphia has just set the record. So that's great. So Drag Queens read books to 263 people. 263 people? That's pretty good. That's the world record. I think that's a record that can be beaten. I think that's a pretty easy record to beat. I bet we could get far more than that. Far, far more than that. But yeah, adults and children gathered on the day of Pride, and they a slew of performers read books such as 'Twas the Night Before Pride, Elmer, The Family Book, and Kevin the Unicorn, It's Not All Rainbows. So lovely, lovely books to read. All books that are, geared towards children, that are all about acceptance and, celebrating the differences between people. Good stuff. Good, wholesome stuff that you have to be a huge asshole to have a problem with. Yeah, they're not reading children stories about sex or, lewd or kink or anything like that. No, it's stories about acceptance and happiness and, finding communities. Good things. Good things. If you're not an asshole, they're good things. And story hour like this, I think, is fantastic. I think people should bring kids to them because it's wholesome. And anybody who tries to tell you it's not wholesome is a lying asshole. And I'm really happy that they were able to pull this off without a hitch. Obviously there were concerns and there were counter protesters, but the people there to protest it were drowned out by factors of hundreds by the people that were there to support it. So I think this is great. I'm glad they set the record, but I think this is a record that can be beaten over and over and over again. And let's keep doing it because, look at it. Look at this picture. That is a happy picture. That outfit. Oh my gosh, that outfit is absolutely fantastic. But look at the audience. People are happy. Look at that girl in the front row. She's having a great time. This is a good, fun family event, and I think it's awesome they set a world record, and I hope that world record keeps getting beaten over and over and over again. And it was a happy, wonderful celebration, and couldn't be happier for them. This is great. Great job, Philadelphia. And other cities, take note. Let's beat it. Let's beat it. Let's have bigger and bigger gay pride, trans pride, and drag queen hour story times, because it's great. We love stories. Sitting around and telling stories, that's the oldest form of news we got. It's great. It's a tradition. Keep it up. And have people dressed fabulously to do it. That outfit is amazing. It's amazing. So thank you, Nicole Chavez of CNN, for the article, Guinness World Record for Most Attended Drag Storytime Reading Set in Philadelphia. Hooray! And yep, you're right, Hasio. Someone would be the first one to do it, and I feel like 263. Oh, that's beatable. I bet we could get 500. I bet we can get 500 by the end of this decade. No problem. No problem. All right. That's it for the news. That is it for the news. So now, I'm going to go hop behind my desk. Whee! All right, it is time to bring on my guest. She's badass. She's punk. She's a demon. She's somebody that I've kind of known since I started VTubing, and it's great to finally have her on. Everybody give a big Corvus Twig welcome to Nephilim Blackburn.
Whoa, hi, what's up? Whoa.
Yeah,
you're lovely people. It's good to be on here. It's good to be on.
Yes. Happy June. How the heck are ya?
Happy June. I'm tired and sleepy, but I'm doing okay.
Tired and sleepy? It's not even morning for you.
See, that's assuming I have a normal sleep schedule, and because I'm a streamer, I do not.
Yeah. Well, do you have to be up for work in the morning or anything?
Yes.
Blah. Work bad.
Work
even
bad. Yep.
even punk rock devils have to work, unfortunately.
I gotta afford those gunplas somehow.
Yeah, I gotta afford those gunplas. You were telling me that you like gunplas, and other stuff. So do you do the whole model building stuff?
I do. It's actually something I've kind of been getting into just lately. It's like a couple of months ago, actually, where I found out like there's a model shop here, so I'd go check out, buy something there. And it's not just models, it's also Legos. I found out, oh yeah, Legos are kind of fun too.
They're really fun. They're really, really fun. I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
hmm?
something very therapeutic about getting a new Lego kit and just quietly putting it together, put on some music you like, and just go to it. It's very meditative.
It is like my first Lego kit I got after a long while was actually an Optimus Prime Lego kit.
Oh, nice. Now, is that one of
Which,
those ones that comes in like the black box that's like geared towards adults?
yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lego's really been smart to realize, hey, there's a big. Hey, you're going a little over the top of your borders there.
Push it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Don't worry about that.
Pull yourself
Don't worry
down.
about that. Yeah, I can't.
Don't worry, folks. The top of her
Oh,
head was not cut off. It was just camera interference. Camera interference.
it's Cameron for you. Don't worry about it.
Hello, Ozzyburb. You have Burb in your
Hello.
name. Yeah, I like Burb. But yeah, we have several of their flower kits here. So we've got like vases filled with flowers here, but they're all Lego flowers.
Oh, nice.
Well, they never wilt. You don't need to water them. And you
Mm-hmm.
was gonna raid me earlier? Well, it's okay. It's okay you didn't raid. I'm happy that you're here now. Thank you so much for stopping in. But the flowers, they look kind of nice, and from a distance, looks like real flowers. And then
Sometimes
from not much of a distance at all, you can tell they're Lego, but it's still cool. It's still cool. We also got the Lego bonsai tree. I think one of my favorite Lego flower sets we have is the what are they called? The not the lotus. They're the what are these ones that are like on? God, why can't I think of it? I can't think of the name of it. What is the name of those? Nah, this is gonna bother me. Don't you hate when you have
Lego Lotus something. Wait, what is it?
Orchids?
Orchids.
Oh, well. Yes, orchids. It looks really nice. But yeah, they got all sorts of Lego flower kits now.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Thanks for stopping by, Zaburb. Go have fun touching grass. It's a beautiful day out. Beautiful day. Yes. What organic feature do they look like? Yeah. We also have the Lego succulents. Although we also have real succulents. We have lots of real succulents. They're easy. You have any succulents in your home?
I do not.
Do you have any
Most of
real
mine.
plants at
Any
all?
real what?
Do you have any real plants at all?
No, no, I don't have much in the way of real plants. I just have models and figures that I've collected over the years.
Yeah, so now I know that Gundam is like, those Gundam kits, that's like the classic kits, but do you have like other IPs or stuff like that you've built models out of?
Not right lately, but I've been looking at some. There's some that they're model kits for like other robots, super robots specifically in that genre, but the problem is they're kind of expensive.
Yeah. But are they Games Workshop expensive?
How much is a game? What is Games Workshop expensive?
Well, let's see here. Games Workshop. Let's go with just like a classic, let's say like a Rhino tank. That's your standard Space Marine basic tank. Let's see how much they're charging for those right now. They are charging $55 for a small basic tank.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe more expensive than that actually.
Well, let's see how much they're charging for a Land Raider. Land Raiders are up to $112. Awesome.
Holy shit. That is expensive. Also, like you're buying a lot of those figures too, right?
Well,
If
let's
you're
just put it
playing
this way. Okay, so let's say I played Tyranids. The basic Tyranid troop is what they call a termagant. And you buy them in boxes of 10. And a box of 10 is $45.
Ooh.
I have ran a list that runs over 200 of these guys. So multiply that by 20, so 45 times 20, we're looking at $900 if I were to buy them all brand new.
Oh my god. Just go with what Bentar's saying. Just find a friend with a 3D printer. There you go.
Yeah, well, also there are, for some of the bigger models, there are people who do recasts. You know, some certain Chinese companies that do certain... Let us say that you can pirate Warhammer models because they are absurdly expensive. And I mean, okay, the Termagant box is $45 now. I started playing about 10 years ago, and I think that box was like $25 at that point. So the prices have gone up significantly.
Yeah, yeah, I think like a model kit usually goes for about that much, like $20, $30. The most expensive one I know so far anyways, costs like around $100.
Yeah, I'm looking, like I just typed in Gundam model kit, and I'm looking at there, and it looks like some of the prices are, yeah, kind of in that $30 to $60 price range for most of them.
Yeah, but but like Sumi says, they're big and they have a lot of parts to them.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, it's an expensive hobby, but it's not Games Workshop expensive. Games Workshop is, but I mean, also Games Workshop, their models are super expensive, but they're also like the highest quality models out there. The level of detail and the quality of the builds is second to none. But
yeah,
so like, you know, I'm guessing that the ones you buy, they just come on those plastic sprues, and you have to clip them off and sand them down and glue them together and paint them. Is that basically your process?
it's mostly like, yeah, you gotta clip them out. Then you just gotta like, it's not really glue. Like the parts just kind of click together.
Oh, click together parts. Interesting.
Yeah, like, and you don't really need to. Like, you only need to like paint the more high grade models. The ones I got are already like painted and done. So it's just a matter of following the instructions, clipping out the parts, putting the parts together, and hoping you don't fuck up in the process.
Okay, well that helps a lot. Because I mean, I've said I used to play Warhammer, so I've done quite a bit of model building myself. But it's like, yeah, it would be kind of nice if they sold models that were just like click together and peg and clip, and you don't have to do a lot of the finicky details and having them already. But I bet you there's people that take those that are already the right color, and I bet they paint them anyway.
Yeah.
Because
my God.
I say, because you can do a lot of techniques to do some really, really cool stuff with models.
Yeah, there's someone I've seen who takes their models and they don't just like paint them differently. They just like make their own custom figures. Like, just gets a bunch of models together and then just
kit bashing.
And then what?
Kit bashing. It's called kit bashing.
Yeah, kit bashing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Back when I played Warhammer 40k, the orc players were the best kit bashers. Because orcs, by universe, are kit bashers. They just took parts from other alien technologies and mash it together to do stuff. I mean, oh my god. After Mad Max Fury Road came out, the stuff that orc players were doing was next level.
Of course, it'd be the orc players who do stuff like that. Like, what would they do? They just like make more Fury Road style like models for themselves?
Yeah. So like, what was the like, you know, that big thing that the guy was on with the flamethrower? Somebody recreated that with like as an orc vehicle.
Oh, hell yes.
Complete with like rules. The orc on the front with the big guitar and everything. The Doofmobile. Yeah. I want to see if I can find a picture of it. Yeah, because it's pretty great. pretty great stuff what people have done. That's not. Oh yes, there it is. There it is. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up on the because this is goddamn amazing. Let's see here.
I'll be
Here, let me zoom that in a little bit.
Oh my god, look at that. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. That rules.
Yeah, that's just freaking awesome. The creativity that people do with kit bashing is just absolutely astounding. And that's a legal model to use in game. Probably just run it as a battle wagon.
That rules.
Yeah, the model kit fandom and the stuff that people do, and like one thing that you really do is like, see, zoom in a little bit. Oh god, I can zoom in. I can really zoom in. Just look at the detail of like the weathering on there to make it really look like weathered metal.
Wow.
The stuff that people do. Yeah, look at that work. He's even got the striped Zuba pants.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guitar with the flamethrower on it, they went all out. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah. I know people do. Another thing people do is they do battle damage for their models.
Yes.
I'm sure they do that for like Warhammer as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's some nice techniques you can do. Use some like metallic paints to do that. There's certain like techniques you can do with like the paint and like the primer and stuff. There's some really complicated techniques that I've seen people do in order to get like battle damage or weather worn or really make it look like, you know, paint that's flaked off and stuff like that. The stuff that people can do is just, it's next level. Yeah. But you're not quite there. Have you ever tried painting a model?
No, there's a reason I haven't got into Warhammer as much, is because I look at the whole painting process and I'm just like,
It's a lot. But, you know, there are some pretty simple techniques you can do to make things look pretty great. And the two basics are washes and dry brushing. So you paint everything the flat color you want it to be. Then you go over with a wash, which is almost like an ink consistency, and it kind of fills in like all the little cracks, nestles into like the little corner bits, and really creates the illusion of depth and shadow. And then you take a dry brush, which is where it's like you just take a little bit of paint and you like pretty much brush all of the paint off onto like a paper towel. And then once you've like done that a bunch, then you do it on there, and it just barely highlights the edges, and you use that for like highlighting and stuff. And it's really easy to do. And you do those things and your stuff's going to look great. Like, you're not going to win competitions doing that, but for a little bit of effort, you can put an army down on the table that looks pretty great, or, you know, make a model that'll look great on your shelf, you know?
It's funny, like, Sumi mentioning they're like Gundam markers, because like hearing you talk about this, it's funny, like, just hearing this and just realizing, oh, all these techniques are kind of the same. They're kind of like shared techniques. It's like the stuff you're mentioning is stuff people do with like Gundam models as well, and it's like,
or like people do it when they build their model train sets. They do stuff like that. I mean, it's just techniques used for painting small things.
Yeah, it's just interesting because it's like a shared technique. Like, everybody, like, once you've learned how to do that for Warhammer, you can probably do that for Gundam, and vice versa.
I'm sure.
Like toy trains.
I am absolutely positive that there are Gundam kit builders that use Games Workshop paints to paint their models.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because, like, that's the thing with Games Workshop, is they're expensive as hell, but their stuff is really good quality. Like, they've even got paints out these days that, like, do all the highlighting and stuff for you. You just put it on flat, and it, like, automatically does that, like, that highlighting and shading for you just by, like, the properties of the paint. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it.
Wow, that's nuts, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but it's fun. Now, you've done all this stuff with, like, you know, building the Gundam models. Are you a big fan of the Gundam TV shows and manga and stuff like that?
Oh, God, yeah. I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it's like, we like it's like Sumi says, we like big robots. There was a point in my life a couple of years ago. I'm gonna say let's just say a lot of years ago, in fact, where I was like, I'm gonna watch some Gundam. How I wonder if I'm gonna get into that. I'm not sure about it that much, and then I just end up watching.
What was your first
Oh,
Gundam series you watched?
it was the oh wait no,
Mobile Suit Gundam, I believe, was the original.
it was not. Yes, it was not that.
I know when I
It
was
was
a
not,
young bird growing up, Gundam Wing was the big one.
yeah, it was not Gundam Wing. My my first Gundam is also my least favorite Gundam.
Oh, why?
It's Gundam Seed.
Gundam Seeds. Huh. I've not seen that one.
It's it's
But
I
hey,
dislike it, but I know there are people who are huge fans of it. But it did lead me down the rabbit hole where I ended up watching. Then I watched the original. Then I watched the sequel and X. And oh, there's a lot of Gundam, and I watched I think like good 90% of it.
fun times. Did you ever watch 8th MS Team? I remember really liking that one.
I did, yes. That is also another one I've watched.
I think I liked that one really good because it just had like a really good cast of characters. You don't like the characters. Yeah. But yeah, Gundam Wing when it was on Toonami, that was big for a while. And boy, I knew a lot of girls that were into anime that loved that show because of all the cute boys in it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I know that Gundam Wing is one of those like things that are like that's popular in America, especially, and I think people overseas are shocked at how popular that show is. Actually,
But I think it being on Toonami and being one of the only ones that was easily accessible probably had had a lot to do with that.
oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. It like just being accessible and being easy to watch. It definitely had like a good hand in that, and also yeah, like Bentar says, Wing is ridiculous. It is. If you watch that show now, it's like, oh my god, everyone in this show is out of their minds.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, isn't that just typical of most anime? Yeah.
I'd say Wing more so.
Wing burned people out. I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But like, you also, I imagine, like, it's kind of funny. Like, Gundam is known to be like the king of anime and manga as far as mechs go, but it feels like as far as the video games go, Mech Warrior is the one that's really up at the top.
Yeah, that I unfortunately don't have like much knowledge in the way of Mech Warriors, but I know like how popular that is. And how there's some people who love that.
And then was it last year the Armored Core game came out, and that one seemed like really popular. Did you play that one?
Oh yeah, I did. I love that game.
Yeah.
It definitely scratched the itch of like the fantasy of piloting a robot.
Now, what I want them to bring back is, what was it called? Steel Battalion or something? It was like an Xbox game, and it had like the giant cockpit controller.
It's the most ridiculous controller ever created, and it's incredible.
See, here's what they need to do. They need to make another one they need to release that game again, an updated version of that game, and have a big controller like that. But the controller then needs to have sensors on it so that your VR headset can pick up on its location, and you put on a little VR headset and you play in VR with that controller. Yeah. And because it's like Trex knows where the controller is, you can see the controller in real life and like reach out and push the buttons. And how awesome would that be?
That would be incredible. That would be like the best game ever created, IMO. As long
I mean, the technology's there to do it. It'd be easy to do, but the cost, I don't think it would sell enough units to justify the R&D on it.
I don't think the original made up for the cost.
Honestly, that seems like the kind of thing, like I saw VR pods when I was in Vegas visiting Bentai, And
Mm-hmm.
something like that, where you have like a business where people can come to and play that might justify the cost for it and have people be able to. Because imagine if you had a thing like that where it's like you go to like a place that would have like laser tag or something, but they have a room dedicated to that, and you and like get like 12 people, and you each get your own Gundam cockpit, and you have like a
Oh
big mech fight. How awesome would that be?
God, that's that is rule. That'd be the best. There is actually like an entire series, an entire Gundam series that is about that specifically. It's called like Gundam Build Fighters, and it's about making your like gunpla, your custom gunpla, and then taking it to a machine, and then using it and piloting like a real Gundam.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. That'd be so awesome.
Yes,
What?
fuck. That's a dream. That's a dream.
That's the dream. Fighting with your gunpla. How do you design when you design your stuff, and like what's the kind of theme you usually go for? What's your color scheme? What do you usually go for?
Are you talking about like in general
Yeah,
or
in general, or do you not have one? Do you like a lot of variety?
no? I mean, you can probably guess looking at me. It's lots of it's lots of blacks, it's reds, and occasionally the purple.
We love all purple.
I love purple.
I like purple and black. It's a good color combo. It's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
I I play another game I spent an innumerable
Innumerable.
numerable blah, 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 hours on is Final Fantasy 14, and
Oh
if you
god.
look at all my outfits, they're all like four colors, and it's that.
Yeah, I know some people who have lost their lives to Final Fantasy 14. Although
Yeah,
some other
I won't.
people I know have a much. I feel like Bentai and Lampy definitely have a more healthy relationship with the game, where they're not playing it all day every day.
I did play it in the end. Yeah, I've taken. Nice thing about it is I've taken a long break, and it feels nice. Just taking one and not feeling like I'm missing out on anything.
That's always been one of my issues with MMOs, is like especially late game stuff. People are like, well, we've got raid night, we got to do this, and it's just like I don't like playing video games on a schedule where like it feels like I don't want playing a video game to feel like an obligation, and it
Yeah.
feels like the way that some people play MMOs, whether it's World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, it almost feels like a second job to them, which
Yeah.
but it feels like Final Fantasy 14 is a little more relaxed of a game and has so much more to do, and you can just kind of play it your own way. And yeah, you need to do the job thing if you really care about min-maxing your
Mm,
character. But if you just want to
yeah.
go there and just have fun being in the world and enjoy the story, it lets you do that. And I think that's yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like
like Bentar said, 14 is not a really an obligation or FOMO game. It's more of a just take your time and just do what you enjoy in the game.
yeah.
And it also helps that if you do hardcore raiding, it's only like you're only in a team of 8 people.
Oh, that's not that bad. Yeah, I know that I've heard of like these 16-person raids and other stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, fun times, fun times. But yeah, I've always thought like Final Fantasy 14 looks like a great game, and I have absolutely no doubt I would love it.
Yeah.
Which is why I won't play it, because I know that I would become obsessed, and I got other stuff to do. It would interfere with the other parts of my life, and I don't want to do that. I
No,
know
I
my
understand it.
limitations.
It's a time vampire. I get it. It can suck your time away like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, not like yeah. I'm glad I was able to escape from Sea of Thieves, because that started to feel like a time vampire for me for a while.
Oh,
And then I was just like, all I'm doing is just grinding for more cosmetics. And I already have sets that I really like the way they look, so what am I even playing for? I just wanted to get the commendations. And I got that. I got the Master Fisherman commendation, and that's all I need.
wow.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Did you ever play Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, I play quite a bit. Like sometimes I play like on usually play with my partner. Like we have like Sea of Thieves, and we do every like once a week sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Just like little like it's just mostly there's like no real plan to it. We just do a random like, oh, what are they called again? The
Tall tale?
adventures,
Or
not the tall tales, like the missions that the adventures you go out, you find treasure and all that.
yeah, just normal quests. Yeah, you just go
Yeah,
out there. It's a chill game. I do
yeah,
like that they finally added in the no PvP mode. And I think they did it pretty good because the no PvP mode is like you're gonna make like 10% of the gold you would in the main game, and you're locked out of a few things. But if you just want to sail around and have a chill time and just not worry about it and just, like I kind of maybe consider that stoned mode. Just get stoned and go play and just explore some islands and then just enjoy the prettiness of the game and not have to worry about other crews coming and ruining your day.
yeah. I think that's what I appreciate about the game. It's just how chill it is and how nice it feels to play. But I think we play in like places that have PvP. We don't do PvP ourselves, but it is something we have to watch out for.
Yeah, and having some other people raid up on you and sink you and take your shit, it sucks. But it never really happened that often. I think people overplay how often it happens because when it does happen, it leaves a really strong impression on you.
Yeah, I still like there's like all the moments we got rated are definitely like memorable, or like I just remember the one time we saw another player in the horizon and we were like, huh, they're not attacking us, they're not doing anything, I wonder what's up with them. And then one of them just pops up on our ship with a barrel and blows himself up with all of us.
I have personally done that to other ships, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's like
one of my favorite stories is I was playing with a group, two other friends, and so we're on a 3-person ship, and another 3-person ship attacks us. We have a battle, we end up losing, and our ship sinks. But when our ship sank, I was still alive, and I managed to have a TNT barrel. And I swam deep underwater, and they sank us, and they started grabbing our loot. And so 2 of them are in the water, just getting the loot, and the other's up on their deck with the harpoon. So I sneak on the back of their boat, and I wait a while so that like they think we're all gone. But then I sneak up on their boat, get below deck, get right underneath where the guy with the harpoon was, set the barrel, get out of distance, it blows up, kills the guy with the harpoon, and their ship starts sinking, and I'm just there underneath it on the lower deck with my blunderbuss, and one of them was able to get on board to get down to Sterling Falls, and I sneak up behind him, and blam, he's dead. And then another one comes, blam, he's dead. And then they sank, and I'm just like, well, we lost all our loot, but you assholes ain't getting it either.
Now that's some sweet revenge right
Yes.
there. Now that's incredible.
Yes, but I mean, I've also had a lot of great encounters in that game where you just meet random people and they're friendly and you can make friends and then you make an alliance. One time we got 4 out of the 5 ships on the server to all join the same alliance, and we were just sailing around as a fleet, and it just happened natural. But like the 4th one we got, the 3 of us rolled up on a ship and we're like, we are giving you the opportunity to surrender. You may join our gang or you will die. And the person just like, okay, I guess I'll join. Because you're not going to beat 3 on 1. You're not going to win that fight.
You can try, but you're not going to win. Yeah.
And it's such a fun thing having like 4 ships just all sailing together next to each other at full speed. It's great. It's great how the emergent stuff can happen in that game. I liked it.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm starting to enjoy Sea of Thieves more, or at least appreciate it, because unlike a lot of other live service games, this one feels like it's more of a go at your own pace and allows for more emergent storytelling and just like things that you just never expect to happen just happen, and they make for fun stories to share with other people.
It would be nice if they made PvP or no PvP servers that could have multiple ships that could be RP servers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd do some roleplay and Sea of Thieves. It'd be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could be a good time.
I like RP. But I mean, yeah, I suppose you can do that with a private server, and but then you
Yeah,
only have 3 friends. I want to have multiple ships. I want multiple
I
ships.
get that. I understand that.
Yeah. I just love the way video games are these days, and you can do cool stuff. But I believe it was the YouTuber Jacob Geller was making a point. It was like, you look at like independent video games and how like out there and wild and crazy and how weird of graphics and stuff these games have.
Yeah.
And then you look at all the AAA titles and they all kind of look the same. Just kind of that hyper realistic look that there's really not a whole lot of style and substance to them. And he was pointing out how it's just like, in the animation industry for movies, suddenly, almost all the movies are looking kind of the same. And then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse comes out.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, we can do that? And it's just like, there needs to be a AAA title that takes a big swing in terms of graphics and looks and stuff like that. And it feels like the big AAA publishers are too afraid to do something like that.
Unless you're like FromSoft or Kojima especially, because it's like, I can't believe they gave this man $1 billion to make his weird art game.
Early 2000s when all AAA games looked brown and
Drink
had a white
some
guy.
water.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, we gotta
Yeah,
drink some water. You gotta hydrate too, Neph.
Gotta hydrate too.
Even demons need to hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's so hot in hell. If anything, you need to hydrate even more.
It is really hot. It's so hot lately.
It's actually been very pleasant out around here. We had like a high of 75, which is... I don't know what the conversion is to Celsius.
Don't worry about it. I understand.
I don't know. I think it's like mid-20s for Celsius, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. 20 degrees times 1.8 would be 38 degrees plus 32. So, yeah. 20 degrees is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, like between 20 to 23 degrees yesterday. That's nice. That's so nice.
That's nice. I want that weather. I'd like that weather.
Yeah. I think they took like the thing of like, they took each day of the year and said, when was the record hottest day for that day of the year? And 85% of them were in the last 3 years.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not good. I mean, you're a hell girl, but you want hell to be in hell and Earth to be nice and habitable.
I like to be nice and habitable and natural and not burning.
We talk about all the ways we can combat climate change, but I've come to realize that the number one thing we need to do if we ever want to actually combat climate change is destroy capitalism.
Maybe. Well, I'm working on it somehow.
We're trying. We're trying. But hey, as much as things seem that they suck, things have been worse. Things have been far worse. We're backsliding a little bit, but things are getting better. I think I want to be optimistic about the future of this world. I think we can make it better. I think we can do it.
I think one thing that has helped my own mental and positivity is simply just not being on Twitter as much. It's simply not, or just
it's one of those things where it's just like, do I want to have good mental health this week, or do I want to stay informed about what's going on in the world?
Yeah, I get that. I understand. That's a struggle. Oh.
As I said, sometimes it's like I kind of wish I was a shittier person sometimes, because if I didn't have so much empathy and I didn't actually care about other people, I'd probably be much happier.
Yeah. Well, also, like, going back to an earlier topic, like when you were mentioning, like, how Jacob Geller I can't say words sometimes. Jacob Geller's video, and like how indie games are doing more striking things. It actually reminds me of something I played like last month that still hasn't left me. And have you heard of a game called 1000 Timed Resist?
No, I've never heard of that one.
It is this very kind of an artsy, like cyberpunk future game that also happens to be about the Hong Kong protests in 2016.
Oh,
Like,
fun.
very explicitly about it. And I'm just like, when it had scenes about it, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, holy shit.
Huh. Well, might have to check it out. There's so many fun indie games out there. Like,
Yeah, there is.
there's a lot of games I've played simply because Jacob Geller talked about them on his videos.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an hour into the show. And you know what time it is, folks. It's the best,
Oh boy.
best time of the day. Best time of the day, everybody. It's time for Bird of the Day. Do you want to go talk about a bird, Neph? Well, it doesn't matter what you want because we're going to go talk about a bird.
Okay. Ah.
Ha! So welcome, everybody, to Carvis Twig's Bird of the Day. Now, Neph, you gave me a suggestion because of a type of bird that you really like, and you suggested the erect-crested penguin, probably because that's what Pen from Evangelion is. Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I already covered that bird. But I'm like, well, what's a similar one? Well, we gotta stick with the penguin. Gotta stick with the penguin. What kind of penguin have we not done yet? Because we've done Magellanic, we've done Adelie, we've done Emperor. But this one, it's actually a pretty popular type of penguin. Cute little buddies. Today we are going to talk about the rockhopper penguin.
Oh, the rockhoppers.
They're very similar to the erect crested in that they have those fun little bright feathers on their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at these goofy little guys. I mean, come on. Penguins are just goofy little guys.
I love them, yeah.
I mean, I think penguins might be like the most huggable kind of bird. You just put one in your lap and just give it a little hug and snuggle it. I mean, I want to do that. I want to do that.
Yeah, there's just something about penguins that makes them so lovable.
The way they walk, the way they talk. They're just goofy little guys. Usually pretty friendly towards humans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Adelie penguins. Oh god, Adelie penguins are always messing with Antarctic researchers. But yeah, we're going to talk a little about the rockhopper penguin. I like how these ones got a lot of babies in it. Look at all the little babies.
Look at them.
Little baby at the bottom there. He's like, what's going on? Well, these little fellers are 18 to 23 inches long, which actually makes them one of the smaller species of penguin. They're little guys. They're just little guys.
Little guys.
You know, like an emperor penguin is up to 40 inches long. They can get pretty big. But yeah, 18, 23 inches, a little under 2 feet tall. Just little guys. Not a huge long wingspan, 16 to 22, you know. Some birds have lesser wingspan than their length. And a lot of times that's due to them having enormous tails. But not these guys. Their wings are really more like flippers. They function more like a flipper than a wing, because, spoiler alert, penguins are flightless. They don't fly too good. You look at that little guy's wings, they ain't gonna get anybody up in the air.
The birds that can't fly.
Yeah, they're still birds. They weigh about 4.5 to 7.5 pounds, and their average lifespan is about 10 years long. Now, I think the oldest one lives to be about 16, but yeah, 10 years, not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I talk about rockhopper penguins, we're actually talking about 3 different species. And so you have kind of down there, you see the yellow region, the green region, and the blue region. And that's kind of where you're going to be finding them. So we have the southern one, which is more kind of in the blue region. They're south of Australia. And then the eastern ones are kind of more in that yellow range there. And the northern ones hang out around Argentina and Chile. So that's what you're seeing there. But there's only minor differences between the species, but just enough that they are considered different species. But they're also pretty similar. They're all about the same size. There's just I think the southern ones are the biggest. They're the biggest of the three, but I mean, not by a lot. We're talking like 10% bigger. Not a whole lot of difference. So I figure it's just like, well,
Yeah.
might as well just talk about all three of them together because they're similar enough, and all the fun facts, they pretty much do things pretty much the same. But it's interesting where that line of species really is drawn. Now, fun thing about penguins is that they're in the order Sphenisciformes, and there's only one family in that entire order, the Spheniscidae. So all penguins are in the same order and family. Also, fun fact, they're one of the few orders of birds where every single bird in that order, their common name, has the name for what we consider the order to be. So, like, the Sphenisciformes order is referred to as penguins, and every species of penguin has the word penguin in its common name. The only other one of those that I know of, there's two others, and that would be owls and ostriches. Because ostriches, there's only two types of ostrich at all, and they're in their own order. And then all types of owl have owl in the name, and all types of penguin have penguin in the name. But everything else, it's like, okay, you got like cranes and herons are in the same order. They got different common names. There's always a big mix of common names within it. But those, I don't know. That's just a silly fact. That's just one of my bird nerd taxonomy facts. Yeah. I know. I'm nerdy. Nobody cares, but I care. That's why we talk about it. Look at the penguin. He's cute. All right. Look at this penguin. That's a cute penguin. Look at him. Look at little tiny little feller. Now, obviously, you notice that he does not have those brightly colored feathers on his head. Those don't develop until about a year and a half old. Not until their first year. They breed in large, big colonies. They are communal breeders. They don't deal with that. Hey, I'm gonna go off here and build a nest on my own. They find an island or an atoll, and they all build their nests in the same area. Which the nests really aren't that much. They're just really kind of like dig a hole in the ground. That's just like kind of a little mound, and they just lay their egg in there. Now, an interesting thing that they do is that they lay 2 eggs at a time, but only take care of one of them. And it's usually the second one laid. The second one laid is usually a little bit bigger than the smaller one. And then the parents look at it and are like, well, we're going to keep the bigger one. And so they'll push the smaller one out of the nest and just kind of sit on the bigger one. Now, one of the reasons I think they may do this is it might actually help with predation, because the smaller eggs can kind of be used as bait for petrels and other big nasty birds that love to, because like adult penguins, they don't have too many predators when they're on land, but the babies and the eggs are very vulnerable to large birds like albatross and petrels and some other things. They like to eat a tasty egg, so they sometimes almost use like the smaller egg as a sacrificial bait for those bigger birds. But yeah, they only incubate 1 egg, even though they lay multiple, which is really unusual behavior. But once that egg is born, they do have a pretty high survival rate. And, it's one of those instances where both parents are going to stick around. So like some penguins, once the baby's born, the males do everything and the females kind of just F off for a while. But not with these ones. These ones, the females and the males stick around, and they pick their mate usually when they're 1 to 2 years old, and they're going to stick with that mate for the rest of their life. And often they're going to go back and use the same nest year after year. So like a mating couple may end up having like 7 clutches through their lifetime, and they'll use that same nest for all 7 clutches. Like, this is my nest, this is my spot, this is where we're going to lay the babies. But once the babies are born, then they really don't care about that spot too much, and they move on because they got to go where the food is. And
makes sense.
It's an instance where it's like the parents are the general ones who are feeding the little babies, but like in terms of just like caring for them and watching out for them, it's a community thing. You got thousands and thousands of baby penguins and all their parents, and they kind of work together. Like all the adults will work together to protect the babies from predators. So if like a predator does show up, the adults are going to work together and protect everyone's babies, because by doing that, it's just like, well, your baby is more likely to survive if everybody's working to save that baby. And so it's like, yeah, community works, people. Don't be individualists. Be community. It's better for everybody. Birds get it. Why can't humans?
It works. It works for the penguins.
Works great for the penguins. Besides, look at this little fella here. Why wouldn't you want that little fella to grow up and thrive? He's so cute. He's a little cutie.
Look at this cute little baby.
Hey, here's some rockhopper penguins at a zoo.
Oh God, let me look at this. Oh, look at those guys. Oh, those two are having a fun time.
When they're doing that, take a look inside their mouth, and you'll be able to see how the fish goes.
Yeah, good little
They're
birds.
getting rowdy.
Ah, oh, look at this picture here. Look at this picture. Look at those. I love those yellow feathers. They look a little badass. Now, you may be wondering, why are they called rock hoppers? Because these guys are excellent jumpers, like amazing jumpers. Because they like to nest and stuff on like rocky areas, like especially in around Tasmania or the Tierra del Fuego in Argentina for the eastern ones. Very rocky areas. But these guys are super good at jumping up and hopping around rocks. Like, literally, it's in their behavior. They will hop up and down rocks and are very good at doing so and keeping their balance. So that's why they were called rock hoppers, because they hop on rocks very well.
Wow.
Yeah. And they are also, they're great swimmers. Obviously, penguins are great swimmers. That's what penguins do. They're swimming birds. But, they have to be underwater and in salt water, and so they have a couple adaptations that really help them with that. For example, they have 2 eyelids, and one of them is clear. And so when they're swimming underwater, they close the clear eyelid so they can still see, but it keeps the salt water out of their eyes. Isn't that neat?
Oh, that's really neat. Yeah. I never knew that.
I wish I had a second pair of, exactly, built-in swimming goggles. I want built-in swimming goggles. That
sounds handy.
I know. And then, of course, they are going to swallow a lot of salt water doing their stuff. And we were talking last week about the lace and albatross, how they have a gland in their beak that filters salt water. Well, guess what? Penguins have that too. At least these types of penguins have it. So, yeah, they can swallow salt water and filter out the salt and get hydrated with it. Because, normally you don't want to drink salt water. Salt water's not good to drink. Not good to drink. Now, maybe in some of the older, cuter pictures in this presentation, you wouldn't get it. But looking at this picture, yeah, you're looking at the face of a predator. A vicious predator. And if you're a small little fish or krill or small little crustacean, you're a good snack for these guys. They are meat eaters. Purely meat eaters. They don't want no seaweed. They don't want no seeds or berries. No, give them all the fish. Give them all the fish. That's what they like to eat. And then, usually when they're very young, the parents will, eat up some fish and then regurgitate it into their baby's mouth, which is kind of gross. Yeah. But, I was talking about them being in Tierra del Fuego in Argentina. There are, you can go on, a whale boat tour. Well, you can go on a penguin boat tour around the Tierra del Fuego and go visit the colonies down there in South America. It's actually a very big tourist thing to people to go out and look at the penguin. Shit, if I was visiting Argentina, I'd want to take one of those tours. I'd love to go see a penguin colony. And
that's fun.
They do a very good job of it because they want to make sure that these tours do not disturb the penguins, but also are good for, saying, hey, we need to protect this habitat. Look at this. You want to protect this. We want to keep these penguins around because they're kind of a nice little national treasure of Argentina. They are not the national bird of Argentina, but I don't know. Maybe they should be. Maybe they should be. Actually, what is the national bird of Argentina? Now I'm curious.
Good question. Let's check.
The Rufous hornero.
Oh.
It's just a little simple brown passerine. They're cute, but come on. You can do the penguins, baby.
Yeah. When I see this, I don't think national bird. I think it's just a cute little bird. It should be the penguins. It should be the rock jumpers.
Maybe I should cover this guy soon. They're cute little birds, but we're talking about penguins. Now, you may be wondering, it's I've seen this bird before. Yeah, you've seen this bird before. If you've seen Happy Feet. They're in the Happy Feet movies.
Of course.
I believe they're not the penguins of Madagascar, but I think that one of them, I think in that movie, they meet other species of penguin, and they're in that. March of the Penguins, I don't think they're in, but anyway, they're in a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies that have penguins in them, and these guys are in a lot of those movies. So, I mean, they kind of got that look to them, that is very fun and unique. Surf's Up, yeah, I think they're in Surf's Up. They're just everywhere because they're very charismatic looking penguins. Those yellow streaks are great for a side character voiced by Danny DeVito or something. I don't know. Now, the sad part of this is that over the last 30 years, they have been downgraded from being least concern to they are now in the vulnerable status because over the last 30 years, they have seen a 30% decline in the rockhopper penguin population in the wild, which is not good. 30% over 30 years is kind of a lot.
That's...
Big problem is that climate change has changed what's in, the availability of food and nesting grounds. There's been a lot of oil spills down in the southern oceans there that can cause a big problem, and that's obviously real bad for these penguins because it doesn't just kill the penguins, it kills their food. And then, of course, overfishing. Too many fishing vessels out there taking too many fish out of the sea, and that's their food. So they've had less food. So they're not in a good position right now. They don't have the ability to adapt to not having food or places to lay babies. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be going extinct in our lifetimes anytime soon. But seeing that kind of a population decline is very concerning, and I hope that we can reverse it because I want these penguins to be around for future generations because they're so cute. They're so cute.
Nice.
Yeah. So cute. So, what are my final thoughts on the rockhopper penguin? I mean, come on, it's a penguin. Who doesn't love a penguin?
Yeah.
Penguins are just kind of their own special class. It's like, what tier are they? They're in penguin tier. Obviously, you like penguins a lot. What do you think of them? Why did you pick a penguin? Why'd you want penguins? What do you feel about penguins?
I just like them. They're just like special guys. I love the way they walk, the way they waddle, and just when they do that little belly slide. I love that little belly slide, especially.
Well, the funny thing is that rockhopper penguins don't really do the belly slide. That's why they're hoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The belly slide is very much an Adelie and emperor penguin kind of thing.
Yeah. But I think it's mostly I like their vibes.
They got good vibes. They got real good vibes. They're just goofy little guys. They're just goofy little guys. I love them. I love them. Like I said, don't they seem like the most huggable kind of bird?
They do. I'd hug a penguin.
I hug a penguin. Everyone go out and hug a penguin. Unless it clearly does not want to be hugged, then don't hug it. Neph, I saw you from across the atoll, and we love your vibe.
Love your vibe. Shut up.
Share a hot tub with a penguin. I don't think penguins like hot tubs. I think they kind of prefer their pools to be a little cooler. I mean, that's not a thing that I talked about in the early things, because it's true of all penguins, is that penguins have incredibly dense feathers. Like some of the most dense feathers of all birds. And that helps them stay warm and repel water, and yeah. Their feathers are very different from the feathers of different birds. Different structure, much more densely, and it helps them adapt to the cold. They like the cold. I don't like it that cold. I'm a temperate bird. Don't like it too hot, don't like it too cold. Temperate bird.
Like it when it's just right.
Yes. All right, well, we're going to call this bird of the day done, and it's time to get us back to the studio.
All right.
Alright, we're back. Now, Neph, I warned you that we were going to play a game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This game has to do with something that is going on right now. A big event in both America and Canada.
Okay.
Now, what do you think is going on right now that's a big event that is both United States and Canada? What could possibly involve both of those two countries that's a big annual event?
Uh, the election?
No, it's not an election. It's something that I guarantee you probably have absolutely zero interest in.
I what? I I got nothing. I got nothing. I gotta be honest. I don't know.
Well, what if I were to pop up the PowerPoint?
Fuck.
That's right, we're talking sports. We are in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals.
I
Hockey.
should have known. It's
Now, Neph,
It's
what do you
hockey.
know about the National Hockey League?
okay. So my knowledge of hockey is that one episode of The Simpsons where Bart and Lisa become ice hockey rivals.
That's a good episode, yes.
It's a good episode. That's where it all starts.
Well, back in February during the Super Bowl, I had Hasio play a similar game to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the logo of the National Hockey League team. And you are going to have to tell me what is the name of that team.
Okay.
So, like, for example, I showed him the Detroit Lions logo. It was a picture of a lion. And Hasio was correct in guessing that that team was the Lions. And if you can guess correctly, now a lot of these you might be able to tell just by looking at the logo, but it's going to be tough. Now, have you ever heard anything about the National Hockey League? Do you know any forward knowledge whatsoever?
No.
Well, this might be kind of a hard quiz for you, but that's what I
Let's
warned you
go.
about. But yes, we are in the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals, and yes, it happens in June because the hockey starts in like October, and then it's kind of a long season, and then the playoffs last like 2 months because they play like 7-game series, and each game is like a couple days apart. So it's just like it takes forever to actually get to the championship. All right. Well, my guess here is just like look at the logo and think what's the most logical thing that logo looks like and make that your guess. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. I can
All
get
right.
this.
Whoops. I hit spacebar on the wrong screen. All right, this one. Now this should be an easy one.
The Sharks?
Correct! This is the San Jose Sharks. There you go. You're perfect so far.
See, I know hockey. I know.
Now, one of my former roommates was from that area, and so he was a huge fan of the Sharks. And then when Katy Perry did her Super Bowl video, there was, I don't know if you remember the left shark meme, because there was like the person dressed as a shark that did like a terrible dance. Somebody took that shark and combined him with the San Jose Sharks logo and made him into logo, so it was like San Jose Left Sharks, and he had a t-shirt and it was great.
That sounds great.
So there you go. 1 for 1. You got the shark. See, this isn't so hard.
Go on.
Just gotta look at the logo and figure out what it is. Okay. I'll even give you a clue if I happen to know off the top of my head. I'll give you the city. This is Dallas. But they stole this team from Minnesota in 1994.
The Dallas Stars?
That's correct! They are the Dallas
Wow.
Stars. They used to be the Minnesota North Stars, and then they moved to Dallas and dropped to the North.
2 for 2, baby.
See? You're great at this. We can just stop now and you have a perfect score, and you can say, I know a lot about hockey.
Yeah, I could say I know a lot about hockey. I'm the hockeyest hockey demon.
But yeah, you
who's
looked at the
ever
logo,
hockeyed.
you saw the star, and you're like, must be the Stars. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Famously worn by Cameron in the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh, Hasio thinks he knows it. This is a good game for Hasio to play along too. Non-Americans playing. I'll give you a clue. It's Detroit. It's Detroit.
Roller Wings?
The Detroit Roller Wings. That would be good. Well, Hasio, why don't you say what it is in the answer? See if you know the answer. Let's see if Hasio knows the answer. The Flyers? No, this is not the Flyers. This is the Red Wings, the Detroit Red Wings.
Frick.
Have you ever heard that team name before?
No. Also,
No, of course not.
Okay. Okay. Here. Can I give my hot take? Can I give a quick take?
Yeah, give me a hot take. I'm fine.
Okay. What if it's the Red Wings? Why is there a wheel there, huh? Why is there a wheel where the
Because
wheel
Detroit
there?
is the Motor City and used to be the center of vehicle manufacturing in the United States until capitalism happened.
Oh, I wasn't expecting a real answer there. Darn.
Yeah, it's because Detroit's the Motor City. There are other teams, like they have the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons basketball team, and it has like a little piston from a vehicle for it. And, okay, well then they have the Lions and the Tigers. I guess those are not car related.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now this one, I want you to just look very closely at what do you see?
The bulls
What else?
and cross swords.
What kind of sword?
Saber bull saber. The bull.
Well, I'll give you a clue. You got the Sabres right. I'm going to give it to you. The city is Buffalo, New York. They are the Buffalo Sabres. So their logo is a buffalo with some sabers. But you said sabers, so you got it right. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Sabres.
Sports teams are so stupid.
I agree. I don't know. Sabres kind of a cool name for a team. I like that. Now, this is Arizona.
Oh. Okay, that's a wolf.
No, it's not.
Hockey.
It's not a wolf. It's not a wolf.
Coyote?
Yeah, you got it. The Arizona Coyotes.
Yay. I got only one wrong. So far.
Yeah, you're doing great. 4 out of 5. You're awesome with this. Red 13. Yes, it's the Arizona Red 13s.
13.
The Arizona Nanakis. I mean, it's kind of got that vibe to it because, you know, Arizona really is trying to give homage to the local native communities there with the design on this one. In fact, I think this logo was even designed by a native person. So they're being moved to Utah? That sucks. Frankly, I don't think the American Southwest should have any hockey teams.
Personally, I think hockey would be better if they let the other person punch the other person more.
More fighting.
And maybe pull out a gun. Sorry.
That might be a bit much.
That might be a bit much, yeah.
Now, if you get this one right, you just win the game completely. You're never gonna. It's Boston. I'll tell you that.
It looks like a Bitcoin logo.
We get the Boston Bitcoins.
Looks like I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Looks like a Bitcoin logo. I never even thought of that. Oh, that's terrible. No, there's no way you're ever going to guess this one. This is probably one of the hardest ones in it. This is the Boston Bruins. You never would have gotten Bruins.
I would never have. I don't even know what a Bruins is.
Yeah, what the hell is a Bruin? I don't even know what a Bruin is. All I know is they're Boston hockey team. It's all I know.
Sure.
All right.
What?
This is from Carolina. Now, what does that kind of remind you of?
02 from Kirby?
No, that's not what it is. It's a natural phenomenon.
A black hole?
No, it is not the Carolina black holes.
Whirlpool?
Whirlpool's closer.
Tsunami?
A little further away. No, they are the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh,
it's a hurricane. Now you see it, right?
Now I see the hurricane.
It's even got kind of the eye there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sonic and Knuckles, as good on Asio. The Carolina Sonic and Knuckles. All right.
Okay.
Now I'll give you a clue. This is Colorado, so the A actually has to do with the team name, not the state. So Colorado, think mountains and snow and an A word.
Uh, Colorado, a gorilla, Colorado. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Come on. Snow on a mountain starts with the letter A. Might be a big destructive force.
Wait, avalanche?
Yes, the Colorado Avalanche. Good job. You got there.
I got there. I got there eventually.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting that most times when they have a letter in the name, it's the city name or the state name. But this one, they're like, no, we're going to do the A for Avalanche. Kirby yet again. Yeah, Kirby's
that's a
Avalanche.
That's a choice.
All right. All right.
Horseshoe?
This is a Canadian team. Perhaps the most Canadian team. I don't think I'm going to get this one.
Wait. Okay. Horses? Horseshoe? Horse?
It has
Wait.
nothing to do with horses. The
Why
C
is
is for Canada.
Why does it look like a horseshoe?
Because the letter C looks like a horseshoe.
And-
It is
Wait,
the Montreal Canadiens.
they're just called the Canadians?
They're just called the Canadians. They're just called the Canadians. And let's see here. Montreal starts with the letter M. Canadian starts with the letter C. Let's put an H in the middle. I guess it stands for hockey. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But like, okay, you're the Canadians.
The Canadian. It's like if I made a team and I just called them the Hellions or Hells.
Well, the thing is, they're not in this quiz, but Toronto has the Maple Leaves. And so they couldn't use a Maple Leaf because the Maple Leaves already used the Maple Leaf. So what else can you do, you know? Here's an idea. Not call yourself the Canadians. That's what you do.
No, actually, if I made a team, I just call them the Wow.
All right, well, here's one that's close to your heart. The New Jersey...
Devils.
The Jersey Devils. Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I would know that too.
They're one of the few professional sports teams I know of that's named after a cryptid.
What was it called? The Jersey Devil?
Yeah, the Jersey Devil. A little demon baby born that was then released into the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. So we got the Jersey Devils. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, this is like a relaxed devil. Look at him. He's just chilling and like hanging back.
What I really want is for West Virginia to get a professional sports team and call themselves the Mothmen.
They should do that.
Or come on, like the Albuquerque Chupacabras would be great.
Or wait, hear me out. What if we just name our teams after cryptids now?
Yes. Oh, the Canadiens should name themselves the Champs, but they're named after Champ the Plesiosaur rather than the Champions.
Yeah.
And just have like the Plesiosaur as their logo. That would be awesome.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah. I mean, Seattle or Oregon could get a team, call themselves the Bigfoots. I don't know. Now this is Nashville.
Nashville?
Nashville.
Wait, saber-tooth tiger? Tiger?
It's far more broad than a specific type of cat.
Fangs? Teeth?
Nah. Yeah, I don't think this one. I don't think you're going to be able to guess. This is the Nashville Predators. Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is a predator, but it's so goofy looking. Those teeth, like with the mouth open, it's like, oh guys, hey guys, I'm a big cat, got some big teeth. It's like,
It's me, I'm a predator.
I'm a predator. It's so goofy looking. It's not a good logo. All right, now this one is very similar to the other one. This is my home team, Minnesota.
Bears?
Now, it's not a specific type of animal. Give you a clue on that. It's a dumb name. It's a bad name.
Maulers?
It is. I mean, the logo's kind of cool. Like, I
Yeah.
like how it's got, like, the mouth is like a river, and, like, the trees in there, and the North Star is the eye. Like, it's kind of a cool-looking logo. And, well, okay, Winter Nevada in the comments has gotten it correct. This is the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild. Oh, yeah, the sun is the ear. So it's like, it's a really cool, clever designed logo, but the Wild?
The Wild.
The Wild.
The Wild.
So
okay,
dumb.
what I'm learning here is that sports names are creatively bankrupt, and we need to change every single one of them.
Yeah. But I do gotta say, though, it is a cool logo.
It is.
The way that they incorporated nature into the parts of the animal's eyes, which it's like, is it a cat? Is it a bear? It's kind of like halfway in between.
I'm just gonna design my own sports team now, and I'm gonna make the logo a big gun, and then I'm gonna call myself Gun.
I mean, that would be a popular team name in Texas. Give 'em that. We're the San Antonio Guns.
The San Antonio Gun.
Actually, like, the San Antonio Revolvers would probably be, like, Revolvers sounds like a good team name.
Okay, Revolvers actually be pretty good.
Yeah, San Antonio Revolvers. I'm saying that. Next time they get a new team, they should call themselves that. All right. Now, this is one that Hasio mentioned earlier. It's Philadelphia.
Fuck, I don't remember what Hasio said. Philadelphia.
But it's got a wing, and it alliterates.
Phoenix? No.
The Philadelphia Phoenix? No.
No.
The city of Phoenix should have Phoenix be one of their... It should be the Phoenix.
Yeah, seriously. Why do they...
It's got a wing.
Huh? Penis?
The Philadelphia Penis. No. It is the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, I get it. I get
Now,
it. Okay,
now there is an aspect to this hockey team that perhaps you're familiar with. You know, there's something about the Philadelphia Flyers that is one of the most amazing things in all of sports.
What's that?
And, well, that would be their mascot.
Oh, is it
I'm,
a
of course,
penguin?
talking about Gritty.
Oh shit, Gritty. It's Gritty. Never mind.
Gritty is the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. We love Gritty.
We love Gritty here. Gritty's
Yeah.
a true icon.
Gritty is an absolute icon. He's the best. I mean,
Yay.
Philadelphia, say what you will about their fans or their sports teams or something, Philadelphia has the best sports mascots in all of sports. Between Gritty and the Philly Fanatic, they're the best. They're the best.
Just bring themselves the Philadelphia Gritties.
I mean, why not? Why not? Probably because the Flyers have been around for over 100 years and you gotta have some sort of tradition, I guess.
Hey.
All right.
I guess.
This is Pittsburgh.
It's the big penguins.
They are the
buff
Penguins. Of course they're the Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'm sorry, why is that? That's just a big buff boy.
Big buff penguin. Yeah.
Buff penguin.
I love the Penguins. Yeah, good and clear logo. You know exactly what it is. It's a penguin playing hockey. We love it. I love it.
It's not like the fucking Wilds or Predators.
Yeah, it's just a penguin. Well, how many championships do the Penguins have? Many. How many championships do the Wild have? 0. So,
Yeah.
you know.
That's because they're named our penguins. That's their answer.
All right. This is a Tampa Bay.
That's just a Flash logo.
It is kind of like the Flash logo. Well, there's basically 2 words that this could be.
Lightning or
Tampa Bay-
thunder?
Okay, are you going to go with the Lightning or the Thunder?
Thunder.
Now, you should have gone with Lightning. There's Tampa Bay Lightning.
Motherfucker. Can that count as a half?
Okay, I'll give you a half point.
Yeah, point.
Give you a half point. Yeah, give you a half point. We're generous here, because the points matter a lot, you know. Your score on this is going to determine your entire future, you know, whether you get in...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is St. Louis. And the music note is important here. And the color of the logo is also important. It's a style of music.
Jazz?
No, I said the color of the note is important.
Blues.
The St. Louis Blues! You got it! Yay!
Hey.
Completely on your own with no hints whatsoever. You're
With
doing
no
great.
No hint. It was all me, baby.
All you, baby. All right. This is Seattle. It's a sweet-ass logo. Maybe my favorite team name.
Yeah, Seattle's.
Yeah, okay, now here's one thing I want you to pay attention to. Look at the inner dark part. Kind of looks like an arm. And it's got little nubs on it. What does that kind of remind you of?
A snake?
No, it's more like a tentacle.
Octopus?
You're close. What's a much
Squid?
bigger, more terrifying,
A bigger, more terrifying?
more fictional,
Oh shit.
more Sea of Thieves, as Hasio says.
Kraken?
Yes, the Seattle Kraken!
Oh.
Which I think is a pretty badass name for a team.
Kraken's a good name.
Yeah.
name. I can respect it.
Now, I like this logo. You got the S for Seattle, but you got little hints of the Kraken in there. You got the eye and the tentacle. I think it's a pretty good logo. It's a pretty great
Yeah,
logo.
that's nice.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I'm gonna get this one.
The robe guys? The robe cosplayers? The Legion?
The Legion.
Little
The Legion
Caesars?
would be a cooler name.
Little Caesars?
The Little Caesars. Well, maybe they could get a sponsorship at some point. But no, this is the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, Senators is such a lame name.
I
That's
know,
so
right?
good.
What should we name our hockey team after? I don't know. How about politicians? People like
Wow.
politicians. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna
Terrible.
get people like excited for us.
Do we palace after palace for the rich or build decent housing for the poor? Fuck the poor. Exactly, Bentai. Exactly. All right, we got two more left. This is Bentai's home team.
It's
Now, the color matters, but also the helmet matters.
the helmet guys.
The helmet guys. What kind of guys wear helmets like this?
The soldiers, the knights, the
Oh, okay, there, the knights, okay. Now, what color is it?
gold,
Okay, so combine those.
golden knights.
Yay! I gave you a bit too many clues. I'm going to give you another half point. So we're just going to combine with the other half point and call that a whole point. That point. Yes.
Just the golden knights.
The Las Vegas
fine.
Golden Knights. It's like, come on, you're coming up with a Vegas team and that's what you come up with? Vegas has so many iconic things you could name your team after. Like,
Gold.
I would have gone with maybe the Vegas Jacks, but then have the logo be like a playing card jack, or the Vegas. Oh, the Blackjacks. The Blackjacks would actually be kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway, lastly we have Winnipeg.
That looks like a plane, a jet.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good guess.
It's not the Jets, right?
It is the Jets. It's the Winnipeg Jets.
I got it.
You got it. The Winnipeg Jets. And, well, there are still another 10 teams in the NHL, but all of them have the name of the team in the logo.
Oh.
So, so I figured I'd just pick 20. So we are at the end of the quiz. And your final score is 12 out of 20.
Oh, no.
That's,
Well,
considering, look, you didn't know what the quiz was going to be ahead of time. and it's about a sports league which you have no interest in from foreign countries. I'd say 12 out of 20 is pretty goddamn good.
So yeah, getting half right is still okay. I'll take it.
I think you should be very proud of yourself. You did great. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of you.
Gonna pat myself
But
on
the
the
important thing
back.
is, did you have fun?
I did have fun. I had fun there. Guessing just the dumb.
Well, I mean, sports are kind of dumb. Yeah. There's stuff like the Wild and Senators. Yeah, there's some that, like, in the Bruins, you were never going to get the Bruins. The only way you'd ever get the Bruins, like, that quiz would be, like, unless you're never going to get 100% on that quiz unless you're already a fan of the NHL and you already know all the teams, you know.
Yeah, what the heck does Bruins even mean? That's not a word. That's
What the hell is a
made that up.
Bruin? I'm going to Google that. What
Bruin?
is a Bruin? Oh, it's a bear. A Bruin is a type of bear.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. A Bruin is type of bear. Well, now we know. Guess that kind of makes sense. But it's coming to the saddest part of the show. The end.
No.
We're at the end of the show. But
We're at the end.
But Neph,
everyone.
it's been a pleasure. You've been a wonderful guest.
Yeah, it's been fun being here.
Oh, I'm glad that you had fun. That's what I strive for, is for everybody to have fun. But now we need to find somebody to rate. Oh, you know what? There's somebody I know from the Bird server who I've never raided into. It's a little person named Lucy the Crow. We're gonna go raid another crow because we like crows. But before you head out, I guess unless you have anything else to plug, I mean, click Neph's name in the description and go to their page and follow her because you should be following all of my guests. And Neph, anything fun coming up people should know about, or?
I wish I had something going, like I have a big project ahead of time, but no, it's just me getting back into streaming and surviving the scuff.
Well, you'll survive this scuff. We'll all survive this scuff.
We'll all survive.
Look forward to a new episode of Twig's Missing Movies, hopefully in the next week and a half or so. We're hoping to watch the movie this week and do a recording next week, so I look forward to that. Now let's see here. My guest next week? Who's my guest next week? I forget. I think it's Neptunia or something. Neptune. She's hi Benchai. Yeah, she's a friend of Luna's, and yeah, it's great. So we're gonna call this a show today. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. Have a happy Pride, and enjoy this beautiful June weather, because it's gonna get hot in July and August. We will
later,
see
nerds.
all y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Waluigi's still up front there. So is Pony's badge. Nice boys to be there. Come on, go away.
Waluigi will never go away.
Yeah. They can still hear us. That's fine. Yay.
Oh. Yay.
Directed, produced, and starring Corvus Twig. Model rigging by Monochrome Agent. Best Bull is Bentar 4T. Additional support by Rodney.